Hey guys, welcome to Cage Cast. Mad Mike. Today we got Jason back online. What's up, Jason?
How's it going? Good to be back.
Yep, MMA Fridays, man. What you been up to, man, all week? Just working hard? What's up?
Super hard working, finishing up a restaurant here in town. Well, a little bit outside of town, but yeah, getting this thing finished up, getting the nitty gritty down, figuring out all the little odds and ends, and ready to move to the next one.
Oh, hell yeah, you get any bad weather yet? Any winter weather?
No, not winter. You know how Texas is. It's gonna be 70 and 80 all the way up through Christmas. So it's been about that 70 and 80 degrees. We're getting 3 seasons in a day. You get 55 in the morning. You gotta bundle up a little bit, throw a sweater on, and by 10 o'clock it's already 75, and then by lunchtime it's 85. So
You don't
we're
like the
we're just
I know
dealing
you
with it.
don't like this cold weather I've got up here in the mountains, but it's been snowing all day.
Oh,
So, hey,
Uh,
winning.
Jen was asking, hey, I wonder if he's gotten snow yet or how cold it's getting up there.
No, it's definitely snowing all day today. All the way until halfway till tomorrow. So I'll
Oh,
probably have
man.
to go hit the indoor in the morning. See how that
Nice.
goes. Yeah. Well, MMA Fridays, bro. Welcome back. Glad we can get the technical stuff hashed out. I'm gonna pull up the UFC fight night that we got coming up tomorrow. There was a lot of changes that were going on with this card. The
I
headliner Neil
heard.
Magny versus Carlos Prates, but then the co-main's been jumping all over the place. So it was supposed to be Cody Garbrandt versus Miles Johns, and then
Which
that
I
got
was excited
canceled.
to see.
And then that, yeah, I wanted to see what Cody Garbrandt we were gonna get. Even
Yes.
though he was the
Yes.
underdog, he still can pull out a good KO. Uh,
Absolutely.
However, undisclosed injury slash issue, I have heard him out of his mouth talk about vertigo issues. So I'm real curious if he's having issues with that, if that's a medical issue, then maybe that they're trying to address and get ahead of. And what causes it due to fighting? Is it due to the weight cuts that he's taken for this weight class? I'm not really sure, and they're really not talking about it. I even did a little bit of a deep dive on X earlier and yesterday trying to see if his camp would even release any information. Nothing that I could really find out. So I did my due diligence on that. And then I saw that they had canceled last minute the new co-main and put in this one that we've got Gerald Mearshear versus De Ritter. And De Ritter, if you don't know, that he is the favorite. He's a two weight class champion from one championship. This is his debut.
Uh oh.
So yeah, that might be pretty exciting for co-main. We'll see, and they are bigger guys. They're middleweight, so we'll see if we got some new middleweight contenders here. I mean, Mir Shears, I believe he's on a 2-3 fight winning streak, and so they're gonna actually test this guy with somebody decent. So what do you think? What are you thinking on that? I don't know much about DeRitter besides he is an ex champion, but I do hold one pretty high up there on the martial arts end.
I was gonna say, what's the same level of standard for one versus UFC? Is he gonna come in here and what is he going to expect? Is he going to expect a one level, which, I mean, if we're being in all seriousness, is a lesser than to the UFC and in most people's eyes, right? They may have some amazing guys and girls over there, but if you're not in the UFC in a lot of people's eyes, it's not you're not getting looked at. You know what I mean? There's a lot of eyes on the UFC, especially right now. So, like we were talking a little bit earlier, I think they're putting Ritter in here and throwing him to a shark to see what happens. Is this a good call that they got bringing him into there, or is Meerschaert just going to run through this guy and be like, "Hey, this is another level, and you're going to have to work your way up"?
I mean, the odds makers do have D Ritter as the favorite, but they don't have Mearshear far behind. I mean, they don't have this as a one-sided fight. Um, so with that in mind, I'm like, well, Mearshear, he's on a streak, but I still think we're going to see something good. They're not giving him anybody in the top of the ranks yet. They're just giving him a guy that's on a winning streak. Hey,
Yeah.
what can you do as the doorbuster? Can you like bust in here? Are you gonna have something miraculous? Are you gonna come in here and show us a head kick? Or something really awesome that we're all waiting. Like I don't know if you saw that double spinning back fist on that last
Bam, bam,
UFC.
bam, bam.
Oh man, from
Brand new.
Oshara. Oh,
Oh my lord. Uh,
so
uh, yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he
One Eye
that
Fetty
double
Wap
spinning. Wump
Shara.
wump. Yep.
Impressive for a guy with one eye. I mean, that
With
was a
one
video
eye.
game.
When you
That was a
told me
video
that
game
after the
move. He
fight,
was
I was
like,
like, "There's no way." Like,
he wants to trademark that
yeah,
move, and I'm like, hey, we can call it the Shara bullet.
do
Like, I'm
it.
I'm down. Like,
Yeah.
that was pretty awesome.
Yep.
I mean, I bet against the guy, and then he threw that. I was like, that was worth it. Take my money. Like,
Absolutely. I'll take. Yeah, take my money.
oh,
Oh Lord.
happy to lose that one. But with DeRitter coming in here, I am excited to see him. See if it's somebody that looks like he could be a contender. So they've got my eyes on the co-main now. Even though that we lost Garbrandt off that, I'm still like, well, DeRitter is a really good replacement. If we're gonna
I
get
was
rid
gonna
of
say
Garbrandt, at
that.
least we're putting in a guy that's a 2 weight class champ from somewhere else coming in.
Absolutely. I was gonna say
Good
that
save.
other
And it is
co-main was
UFC
kind of
Vegas
like,
100. I was like, man, you guys lost a good fight for your 100 card. And then all of a sudden they're like, nah,
absolutely.
this one's a sleeper, guys, but it's still going to be fire. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, if I had to put money down, I would definitely put it on De Ritter. I mean, he's only lost twice in his career. So,
Yeah.
most guys that can come over, if he can continue that, I'd like to see him go up the ranks to middleweight. Maybe push those guys around. That weight class has a lot of movement in it, so could be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they're always looking for new middleweights to come challenge. I
No,
mean,
I
it's
mentioned that.
also, are you willing to challenge?
Right, right. You got to actually put in the work. We'll see. But like I said, the odds maker have it pretty even, and it could be if you really looked at the odds, you could be like, that's technically 50-50. They're giving the guy a coin flip. Let's see it. There's a lot of unknowns here, and I think that's why the odds are doing that. They don't want to just go 2-1 lopsided. But when I'm speaking about lopsided odds, this Neil Magny fight versus Carlos Prates, man, they've got it plus 500 underdog for Neil Magny, meaning 5-1 that he's gonna lose. Like, put a dollar down, get
Insane.
5 out of it. I'm like, I saw the odds earlier in the week when I actually put money down that they were still pretty crazy. They were still like 450 plus 450. So I was like, you know what? I think they're underestimating Neil Magny. He's been around a while. He
There's
does have
no
a lot.
way.
He's due for a good win, and they're not feeding him to like some undefeated guy over here. I mean, or I feel like this Carlos guy's like 11, and so he's you got Neil Magny fighting down. I think he holds his own on this one.
Is it plus 550 right now?
I mean, the odds could be still going up. Yeah, but yeah, last time I checked, the odds were plus
Oh
500.
my.
That's more than 5-1. I mean, just throw a couple
That's
bucks down on that.
insane.
Throw a tenner
I
on it, and then you get you a 50 spot back. I think I put $5 or $7
I need
down.
a VPN sponsor so I can, I'm down in
No,
Texas. I can't
they
use
got a couple of the.
DraftKings.
Oh yeah, they got a couple of the other brands that you can do in Texas now. I'm pretty sure.
I don't think you can do any legal gambling in Texas, my friend.
Nah, look it up. One of the new ones I saw it showed Texas, bro.
Well,
Get
reach
on.
out to us if
That's
you
right.
got a VPN. You need shout you out.
And DraftKings, thanks for letting me bet out of Colorado.
Absolutely. I think it might be
And
time to move.
that's right. It makes it entertaining.
Hey, if
You guys can laugh at me for losing my money. I don't care.
throw a few $100 on this Neil Magny fight and be able to move up.
I mean, speaking of some good fights to bet on, man, have you been paying attention to the UFC 309 that's coming up next weekend? Next weekend, we're actually pretty loaded down with some stuff. We actually got Mike Tyson, Jake Paul on Friday, and then we have the John Jones Stipe card, and that's the one I was alluding into. So I mean, we got a pretty good weekend, pretty much full of fights. So,
Okay.
um, that was, and there's a
Where do you
lot
want
to
to start?
there's a lot to unpack here. Let's finish with Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. We'll start with the 309 card. Let me go ahead
All
and pull
right.
up those fights. The first two fights are I don't really know too much about these guys. Let's see, we got um Mauricio,
Mauricio
Ruffy,
Ruffin.
and then
Yeah.
James Lontop. I don't know much about these guys. I do see Mauricio is a 10-1 or 10 wins, 1 loss guy. So I mean, just looking at that, I would probably put my money on it. He's actually got a 2-inch reach advantage as well. Not to say that James isn't a good fighter. Don't know a whole lot about either one of these guys. I feel like they're just trying to break up the ranks.
He's
And
got 3 inches on, height on him though. And it's always interesting to see these guys that are shorter but have a longer reach.
yeah, yeah, like Volkanovski, basically. He's got that
Yeah,
real long reach for a short dude. Um, and we'll have to see. But just looking at the stats like that, seeing he's got the reach advantage, he's got the win record looks a little cleaner. I'd
he's
probably
got
put you
age,
know,
got some experience.
and I will be betting on each fight on this main card. So if this stays on the main card, hey, it could get $5 thrown at it. And if right now I'm leaning towards Ruffy over here, I think Ruffy with the record and the reach will get it done. I mean, it is 155ers. I don't think either one of these guys are beating Islam. So let's just say that right off the bat. But $5, I could be throwing that towards Ruffy right now. But if we are going to
Absolutely.
look at the women's fight here, we've got Vivian versus Silva. I actually looked into these chicks. Silva is on a win streak, and she actually looks really good. Like she's finishing ladies, and
Yeah.
that's not something that you always see. And then Vivian's actually coming off a loss, so she might be hungry to reclaim that. But I think this Karen Sylvia is just gonna be a pretty much too much to handle.
Interesting. Interesting.
So what do you think about that one? I know you haven't been following the
So,
girls.
well,
These are little flyweights too.
yeah. The Korean Silva, I've seen her fight. She is a little mean. She's a little bulldog, and like you said, she's finishing these girls. But you know, Vivian is also a little mean bulldog as well. So it'll be an interesting little clash between these two ladies. I'm looking forward to. We need some of these ladies to really step up and fill the gaps that some of these champions are falling out and leaving.
I believe they have Silva at a 2-1 odds on the odds makers for this one, if I'm not incorrect. So they're expecting Sylvia to pretty much knock this one out. 2-1's not too bad for betting odds. It's not too one-sided. They're just favoring her basically. Like they don't
Yeah,
expect it. That would be like um a unanimous decision basically with those kind of odds. They're not expecting it to be a
decision.
quick
Yeah,
knockout
absolutely.
or lopsided or anything like that. Which was crazy with that Neil Magny. I'm like, y'all are expecting Neil Magny to get beat up. Like,
It like quick.
yeah,
It's gonna
like
be over
y'all
quick.
expecting him to, yeah, just basically quick. Winning this main card ain't nothing. Like looking right past him, I was like, I'll put money on it, literally. But yeah, same
Literally,
thing.
put money
It's not
on it.
as lopsided with these ladies. I think it's 2-1. I think they have. Last time I checked, Vivian was like a plus 125 or something like that, and then they had like a minus 250 on Silva. So, like I said, 2-1, not too bad.
Yeah,
But the next fight, this Bo Nickel versus Paul Craig, super
dude.
lopsided on 10-1 odds, minus
Yes,
minus
minus 1,000.
1,000. Holy crap! Like they're already looking way past this Paul Craig guy. They're like, hey guys, let's throw Bo Nickel in there with Chamaya next. Is he the answer to Chamaya? Can he handle the wrestling? And I'm like, maybe. Let's see how good he is
What are
tonight or
what did
tomorrow.
these guys know that we don't? That they're just like, oh, he's gonna walk right through him.
Because
Because that is
Bo
crazy. I'm
Nickel
looking at this.
can go to like those jiu-jitsu and those wrestling grappling contests and dominate, and he's that dominant where he's just whooping world class dudes. So they're like, yeah, nobody can beat this guy's wrestling. He's coming off, like, did he go to the
Then you
Olympics?
get
But
Chimaev.
and then you got beasts like Shemaya who wrestle bears. Like, well,
Yeah.
is he the answer? He says that he doesn't see anything special out of Shemaya, that he's got that. So, and they're already looking way past this Paul Craig. Like, this dude's like not even on the radar. They're like literally 10-1. You're gonna lose. Hey,
He
there's some good
got,
money. There's
I
some
think he
good money to
got
be made if you
KO'd
want to
on
bet.
his
If you want to
last
bet
fight
against Bo
too.
Nickel, he's undefeated. Bo Nickel's undefeated, and he's on a good winning streak. Hey, but if you want to play some money against him, this is the time where the odds are good. You wanted to get that
Paul
underdog
the
win.
Bear Jew Craig. I
Now,
mean,
now on this channel, you got
whew,
to know when you do that
that is a
that
big money.
you when you come back on, you got to live up to
Gotta let
throwing
him
your money
know.
down the drain if you lose. Because I get on here every Monday and
Absolutely.
I'm like, bam, just threw that money down the drain. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
yeah. There it goes.
And I
There
lost
it
my ass on
goes.
one of those. I think I only like won one fight on the last pay per view.
I was gonna say when we
I was
talked about
100.
it,
I
like
did get a
you,
100% though on the Rose fight. Now I don't know how good Derek Lewis would have done because they pulled him out, but I said Marino was going to get it, and I said Rose was going to lose, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I was a dummy on my bets, and I wasn't paying attention, and I picked the point spread, and it went to decision, and I lost the point spread. So I lost my
uh,
bet, but I still called that she was going to get the win. So I was like,
yeah.
I lost, but I didn't. I
Ah,
didn't. I didn't lose the prediction. I
um,
just wasn't paying attention when I placed my bet, and I picked the point spread and lost the point spread. But Moreno getting a
boom.
finish got my point spread because I did the same thing on his when I went back and watched it. And went, oh shit, picked the wrong thing. So I made sure I picked the money line on these ones right here for the Magni fight, and then I still got a week to kind of decide who I want to bet on when it comes to the UFC 309. Just wanted to get your take on it. Like, obviously, I'd be a retard if I was going to bet against Bo Nickel. Like, I
I mean,
definitely
with
put
those odds,
right. I'm going to put
yeah, you
$5
can't.
on it, and and get a quarterback or something. Like off that win. Like, won't make any money, but I'm not going to just throw my money down the drain just because. Or maybe I will.
Okay,
I don't know.
so
That is a good underdog bet. Like, Paul Craig, you might get
I
my
mean, five
$5,
bucks.
bro. You better come with it though.
Yeah.
You better not be a no radar guy that just gets starched, bro. Don't make me put $5
Oh
on you,
my.
Paul Craig, and then just throwing it down the drain. God damn it! And Bo Nickel, if you take my money,
You better beat Shemaev.
now yeah, exactly. I'm gonna bet. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I've already
Yeah,
decided
right. Say
on
it
this one.
now.
Paul
Right
Craig, you're
now.
getting my $5, buddy. You better fucking bring it. Bo Nickel, if you get this win, you've got my bet when you go against Shemai, guaranteed. How
There
about
you
that?
go. Boom.
That's how we're
There
gonna
you
play it.
go.
Paul Craig, you motherfucker, you better win. Putting money on you.
'Cause
Now that's all I care
I
about.
don't know if
Memorials are
anybody's
shifted
ready
over
for
to the money
Shemaev.
side. Bo Nickel, you're great. And I get it. You're probably gonna just starch this guy. But I'm putting money on you, Paul. I want that. I want a good win here.
Gotta come through.
That's right. I want to bump it up to $10 now on Paul Craig. You hear that? I'm a week out and I've already got
$10.
$10 on. I've
Oh
already
my
got $10 on Paul Craig. I'm trying to get some money, Bo Nickel.
god. Oh my gosh.
Hey, but you win.
He said,
Hey,
"Give me a
you got
grip."
an automatic $10 on you when you fight Shemaya. Okay, that's gonna
Yep.
be
There you
that's gonna be
go.
the flip there. All right, and
Yeah,
then
but
we have
those
this,
odds
and
are
then we
gonna
have
be like
Charles
the other
Oliveira.
direction.
Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. Um, They have Oliveira as the favorite. Now, here's the thing. Earlier in the week, I heard Charles Oliveira was going to pull out from injury. And then yesterday, I heard that Chandler, or this morning, I heard Chandler got hurt and Chandler's out. Um, they have not updated anything. I haven't found any updates on it. But from what I understand is if either one of these guys have pulled out, Dustin Poirier says, I'm in. I don't care who it is. I will
Woo!
step in last minute, and he's been looking for a good retirement fight, and I'm like, this is a would be a good one. I mean, we know he's not
Let's
scared.
go. Okay, let's look at the options. All right, say okay. Let's if nothing changes, let's look at that fight first. Oliveira and Chandler. Who you got?
They have Oliveira as the favorite, but I think, from the first fight, Chandler had him in that first round and he was basically saved by the bell. If we were looking for that same thing, I think Chandler gets it done. Oliveira, he's good. He's great. Most submissions. And trust me, he can definitely get it done on the feet too. Like he showed us in the last one. You didn't finish me, got him in the second round and finished Michael Chandler. So I mean, it's almost a coin flip. However, if you were to say it was a coin flip, well, the last one went to Charles Oliveira. I think it goes 1-1 and we get a rubber match, like
Mm,
smart move for Chandler. Hey, I can't fight Conor McGregor right away, but if I get a win
yep.
over Oliveira, I possibly can challenge the title, and then Oliveira has the right to challenge me again for a big money rubber match. And then if I make it past that, the winner could still challenge Conor McGregor, and that's really what he's waiting
McGregor.
for. McGregor doesn't
That
really want to
yeah,
come
big
back and
money.
and fight up the ranks. He just wants a big money fight or a title fight. And if he loses, he'll probably ride off into the sunset. He's got $1 billion.
Yep.
So
He's
that's
riding anyway. This is just a stop on the trip to the
That's
sunset.
right. He already finished the video game. He's out doing side quests, and he's like, "Should I come back as some downloadable content for a championship match?"
Absolutely.
So
He's
that's
looking at
yeah.
that glowing kitten off to the side, like it's gonna offer me something.
Now, now the jujitsu guy in me says, Charles Oliveira is gonna take his back and choke him out. Now,
Yeah,
the stand-up guy in me says Michael Chandler is
Chandler
explosive,
all day.
and yeah, and he's as durable as a rock. So I mean, um,
And
So this is one of those fights like the longer it goes, it could go for one guy. The early on, Michael Chandler, later on, Oliveira. It's only going to be a 3-round fight, from what I understand. So it's going to be in Michael Chandler's favor, in my opinion. So I'm going to lean. Even though he's the underdog, I'm leaning with Michael Chandler. I was just thinking I was going to throw $5 on Michael Chandler.
yeah, I'd have to agree with you. I think like you said, he had him early in that first round the last time. And as long as he gets him, he's got to get inside though. He's got like I want to say like a 3 or 4 inch reach disadvantage, so he has to like I mean get that inside boxing on him. That's where Oliveira could take advantage. You know what I mean? All it's going to take is one trip up, one slip up. But Chandler does got some good takedown defense. It'll just be can he hold him back from? I think this is what's going to happen. Chandler's gonna piece him up a few times in the first round. Oliveira is gonna realize, nah, I remember this. I don't want to. I don't want to fuck with it. We're gonna go for a late trip. They're gonna grab. They're gonna get tied up, and he's gonna trip him, go down, and he's gonna submit him.
And if it goes past 2.5 rounds, that's possibly how I could see it going too. And it's really is how good is Michael Chandler's cardio going to be? Because he is explosive and he is just solid muscle and that eats up
Yeah,
stamina really
Bulldogs.
quickly. So it's like, can he go? Will he be able to go all 3 rounds? It's been a while since he's fought. Is there going to be ring rust there? I mean, McGregor had him sitting out for a while, so
Absolutely.
those are going to play some of the factors there. I mean, he is an ex Bellator champion, so I mean, you, his skill levels there. It's just are you still going to have that perfect timing since you're sitting out again? I think the time off he's definitely going to be healthy, um, if he unless he just got injured. Um, but yeah, now if Poirier steps in, and I'm picking the diamond over both these fools. I want to.
Woo!
I would. I would. I
Woo!
would love one of these guys to actually bow out. Poirier step in,
Just so we can
whoop
get
them
Poirier.
dudes, and then get a title shot, and that be his retirement fight as one more title shot.
There
Like
you go.
that's how I'd like
Win
to
or
see
lose.
Dustin go out. I'd like to see him come in, step in, last minute, finish one of these guys, and tell you That's why I get another title fight. Throw him in there, even if it's against Islam. Give him a rematch and let him write off. Hey, if you couldn't beat Islam out of 2 fights, then maybe you couldn't beat him. So, but $5 on
Makhachev.
Chandler right now, until either one of these guys backs out, and then the $5 goes immediately over to Dustin. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
now
I
how do you
think
have
the
it?
bets swing that way as well.
Oh yeah, they've definitely got Oliveira as the favorite right now, but I bet if Poirier steps in, especially being last minute, I bet they give him some kind of good odds. I would imagine. If not,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
be scooping up some
You're
more
coming
win
in
win money.
confident. You're coming in killer.
Now, what do you know about this main event? John Jones, supposedly the goat versus the heavyweight goat, Stipe Miocic.
Both
Who
of
you
these
favorite?
guys have
Who
not fought in a
just aside these
minute.
guys what they've done, just who do you have off of your favorite style fighter, or who do you think?
Style?
Yeah.
Oh
For
man,
you if
it's
you're like who
hard.
you picking as a fan? Who you
It's
picking?
it's as a casual fan, you have to go with John Jones. As a family man with kids and a man in my 40s, I'm looking at Stipe and what he's done outside of the ring and still coming inside the ring and just knocking dudes out, just working his way through these guys. Where John Jones, he's the fucking goat. Like nobody can argue that, but his antics outside of the ring, like his when you're in such a huge public eye, you have all these kids and realistically you got people looking up to you and looking at you to be a role model. And these guys don't ever claim to be a role model, but you kind of have to take on that as you get into some of these positions. I think Stipe, I want to root for Stipe all day. But John Jones is a fun watch. John Jones is fun. He is wild. He is off the cuff. His style is unmatched. So
All right, if you're in my predicament, let's just say I was gonna go
you got to
wild.
go with Jones.
If I'm gonna go wild and put $50 down, let's say I was gonna do a $50 bet. You're pulling a 50 spot out of your wallet. Are you throwing it on John Jones or are you throwing it on Stipe?
You got to go John
You know who
Jones.
the odd makers have favorite. It's obviously John Jones.
You
It's
got to go
not
John Jones.
lopsided though. They're definitely just not counting Stipe out.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
would never
yeah.
count Stipe out of any fight. Like you said,
No,
firefighter, he looks at adversity and laughs in danger's face all the time.
absolutely. He doesn't even laugh.
I'll save
He
that
just
cat
stands
out of
there
that tree.
stoically. He's just stoically standing there
Yeah,
and
yeah.
gets it done and then gets it done. So
I'd love him to
I
not
mean
even say
he's a
anything
brick
and
wall.
then win and then point at fucking prayer and go trauma.
Should have no trauma.
That's right. Everybody get in on it. I'd like Stipe to get on. I'm actually logging into DraftKings right now to double check some of the odds because I'm like, I don't
The
think they had it lopsided,
odds.
but as you saw with that, was that Neil Magny?
It's
It was changing it in live
John
time.
Jones minus 625 and Stipe is plus
Yeah, so
445.
they do see John Jones going in there and pretty much one side in this. They are kind of
Yeah.
counting Stipe out. I mean, that's a pretty good wager. $5 will win you almost $30 on that one. So
I'm telling you, John Jones. I think you
let's
can't.
say I threw 50
He's
on it. Hey,
hungry.
you give me, $50, it give me almost give me like $275. It's not bad.
There you go.
I'm
There
on
you go.
Stipe. Maybe maybe I go smaller. What if I just do a $20 bet? It still make over, $111. There we go.
That's a good
20.
deal right there.
How much
20
did I
bucks
say
on
how much did I
Jones?
say I was putting on Paul Craig? I said I put in 10 on him already, right?
10.
All
10.
right, I was
Yep.
making sure I didn't go crazy there. 10. All right.
You said 10 with an extra zero on
No,
it.
no, 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 no. I mean,
Negative 1,000.
I do have some money I can throw in a fight. I'm just not ready to throw it on any of these fights yet.
You don't want to win $1,000, brother?
I do, but also just don't want to throw my money down the drain, bro. Like this dog I've got is expensive, bro. Like
Hey, I tell you what. Say what's up, Louie.
yeah, he's in there.
He's
He's
probably
over there laying
snoring.
down. But no, I was actually thinking that I wanted to actually bet on Stipe. It's been a while since we've seen him. I think it's been like 3 or 4 years since he got taken out by Francis, which I still wanted to see the rubber match with Francis. They were 1-1. So he's still, besides Derek Lewis's fight with
Mm.
Francis, where they threw like no punches, like 10 punches. Like Stipe is the only dude to get a win over Francis in the UFC, and he did it like a boss. He threw him on the ground and manhandled him. Even took a few
Yeah.
punches to get there. Just didn't happen on that second fight. Now John Jones is unique. He is long. He's lanky, even for a heavyweight fight. Um, his height's not going to be. I don't think too much. In fact, I actually think they're pretty close to the same height, right? Stipe's pretty tall, right?
Um,
Isn't Stipe like
it
6'3"?
is
Yeah, they're
six.
both
They're both
six
six
three,
three. Yeah.
but 4.5
But
inches
I was
reach
gonna
advantage
say,
for John Jones. So
yes,
he is still lanky for a
that's a
heavyweight.
whole that's a whole elbow around the net. You know what I mean? Like,
People forget though that Stipe is a great wrestler. Like he's got wrestling accolades as well as Golden Gloves boxer. So I mean he's as well rounded as anybody that John Jones will have ever faced. So again, if John
absolutely.
Jones is looking past Stipe, then he's making a bad choice. I don't think you ever count Stipe out to the point where then boom, Stipe, you earn $20 on you. Uh,
Boom.
Thanks for firefighting, saving those cats out of trees,
That's what
stopping
I'm
the burned
saying.
down buildings. Yay. Props. Family man. John Jones. I mean,
Keep
he's
doing
got
you though.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm just glad he's not out partying. Last time he was in Vegas, he didn't get arrested. I was like, that's amazing. Usually,
Yay.
I watch for the news afterwards, the MMA news, and they're like, and John Jones was arrested,
There you go.
and he was
Yeah.
threatening to hurt
TMZ.
himself. Like, it's like, yeah.
It's not a good
I mean,
look.
he's got a family. He's just not quite the family man Stipe is.
Absolutely.
Now, I mean, if we were betting off a family man, though, I mean, that's also Chandler. I feel like Chandler's a super family man.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean,
But I mean,
Chandler's getting five
yeah, I was
bucks.
gonna say.
Hey, hey, hey! Don't feel shaded, Chandler. You didn't earn your $10 like Paul Craig did, but hey, you'll get five. You still get a fiver.
Get it.
The English should
Hey,
be
nothing
stoked on a
like a
fiver,
fiver.
bro. You don't
Oh,
even know, bro.
so stoked.
Homie
Shout
found a
out to,
fiver. It was like 2 years later. He's still talking about that fiver, man. Like, this never
hey,
happens
can't
to me,
believe
mate.
never found a fiver.
It's probably my fiver, bro. I was drunk as hell. I probably dropped it.
Too many 1664s.
That's right. I mean that pretty much wraps it up for what I like to look at on the 309 card. And we're still so far away from it that we'll still chat about it next week. And you can remind me how much I
Absolutely.
said I was betting on these guys. You know, I'm not always the best
Absolutely.
at picking these guys because I let myself being a fan get involved with my betting, which is bad.
Your
And then
emotions, yep.
and then I overlooked the betting odds, and I'm like, well, damn it, the betting odds did say he was gonna lose, so I can't get too mad after that. So I'm like, shit
Like, damn it,
happens,
they do this for a living, I guess.
right? And I'm like, all right, this is one of the last cards of the year, and I'm like, it's one of the better ones for the end of the year, and I'm like, oh, why not, man? Maybe I will throw $100 on the fight in various spots, and I'm like, but I don't know. Now I'm over here talking to you with it. I'm like, well, Paul Craig gets 10, Chandler, there's 15. I was like, maybe 25, 20 on Stipe. Maybe I'll cap it
Go
at
all
50
out for the end of
bucks.
the year. Yeah,
Yeah.
because UFC 310 isn't looking too high yet.
I mean, if we look for an upset though against John Jones, but say I just threw $100 on Stipe, I mean, it would give me 450 bucks in return, bro. Like I'd get it $500. 100 plus 450 back.
That's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Do
not
I
terrible.
I don't know how confident I am in that bet though. That's my only thing. That's why I'm like 20 sounds good.
Me change
Yeah,
that.
and I'm like, I still make $100, so I'm like, that's not bad either. Like, all right, how about this?
Absolutely.
20 $20. What is 25?
You changed it
What does
again.
25 get me, Stipe? 25. $25 on Stipe. Stipe, if you win, I'll take that $138 and I'll bet it all on you for your next fight, which will have to be Tom Aspinall. And
I
that's
you
almost like
better.
throwing
I'm
my
gonna
money down the
write
drain
this
because that dude's
down.
hot, bro. That dude's on fire.
What'd you say if you won it'd be 125?
$138.
All right. 138 to Stipe.
If he beats John Jones, I have to bet all his winnings from that fight on his next one, which would be most likely Aspinall. You know what I mean? All right, and then
All right.
and I don't want to say I
It's
want to bet against John Jones, but hey,
it's
the bet.
locked in. It's also on the internet forever, so
Yeah,
you're pretty
I don't,
fucked
I don't,
now.
I don't watch these afterwards. I,
Somebody's gonna
that's
remind
right.
you.
I lived it. Well,
You remember that time that you said you
y'all
would
remind me.
get
Get in the comments and remind me how much I'm betting on these motherfuckers because I'll throw the money down. And
absolutely,
don't be making up fucking
absolutely.
fake numbers because I will go back and rewatch it if I have to.
You're like, there's no way I said
There's no way I said I was
$78
betting twelve
on.
hundred dollars on Chandler. That's bullshit. And they're like, "Oh no, you definitely said you were betting $50 on Paul Craig." I'm like, I don't remember that either. Like, guy's
Don't
picture
make
looks like the
me.
guy that played Ken in the fucking Barbie movie. Like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I already feel like I'm throwing my $10 away. He's going against Bo Nickel 10-1. Don't be lying
Oh
to me
my
in the comments,
gosh.
guys. All
God
right. Well,
dang.
that wraps up UFC 309, and we already mentioned Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, and that's another one where the fan in me is just like, I don't want to go against Mike Tyson ever, bro. Like, but Jake Paul has been improving on his boxing, and you never know if there is a dive. I'd hate to think Mike Tyson's taking a dive for fucking $5 trillion, but you know, we are coming off of fucking a Biden Harris economy, so who knows?
Oh my gosh, there's so many options here. Like I think, man, my gut tells me that this is a straight up exhibition map between them two, but they're not telling anybody that. Nobody's gonna be going for heavy hard blows. I think they're gonna go probably all rounds. If if this is if this is
14-ounce gloves.
serious,
14-ounce gloves, so a little bit smaller than sparring gloves, but bigger than the 8 and 10 ounces that would traditionally be used. So a little bit bigger, in between size. No headgear. Headshots are fully allowed. KOs are allowed, which people were kind of skeptical on because the Roy Jones fight. And
with
Roy Jones has come out and said that, yeah, if we went for headshots, they would call the fight early and stop it, blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. And they've assured us that this is not the case on this one. And it is a professional fight. So the win loss does go on a professional record. That means if Mike Tyson loses, he'll have a 7 instead of that 6 there. If Jake Paul could, get that 2 on there. So uh, that's what I see there. Now, the difference is I have seen some footage of Mike Tyson knocking out professional heavyweights in sparring matches with them wearing headgear with the 16-ounce gloves. So I know the power and the speeds there for those punches. And I know Jake Paul does take punches, even against some of those taxi driver dudes he was fighting. He was taking a few punches. I'm like, these are going to be different punches. I'm like, it could be
That's
it
what
could
I'm
be a one
saying.
minute
If this
fight.
is real, if this is real, oh my God, Jake Paul is in for a rude, rude,
I mean, Tyson
rude fucking
looks in the
awakening.
best shape of his life, and I heard people saying he's in the best shape of his life. All these old coach was there saying, "You're in the best shape of your life. You're looking the fastest and the strongest I've ever seen you, and I've known you since you were 13." I mean, to have
That's
somebody with
scary.
yeah, say that and say that officially on camera, man, if that's true, like, that is super scary. I mean, uh, here's the thing, these Gen Z kids don't remember the Mike Tyson like we're gonna remember Mike
This is
Tyson. We
everybody. It has something, has a plan until they get punched in the face. I think he's never gonna feel anything like Mike Tyson has. And this is a respect thing, I think, for Mike Tyson. You came in and kind of made a mockery of the sport of boxing by, fighting these nobodies, coming in as a YouTuber, just being like, oh, I'm just gonna immediately do this and kind of skipping the line of a lot of these guys who put in years and years and years of hard work under guys who have, you know, given tutelage to these amazing boxers, and they're trying to build up these people, and their guys are getting skipped over by Jake Paul, a former YouTuber, which in all respects and regards has, like you said, gotten exponentially better. He is a great boxer now. He is proving himself to become a good boxer. He ain't nowhere near Mike Tyson, and I will put that on anybody. And if my he for some miraculous reason like does happen to beat Mike Tyson, it would have to be in a points match.
it's hard to believe that if they're going
It
all
would
out,
even
that
go that long.
it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Now, I did have to remind somebody the other day that these are only 2-minute rounds. They're not full 3-minute rounds.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, there's only 8 of them.
So it's hard to get going
It's gonna be a
sometimes.
16-minute fight, so, it's not gonna be a long drawn out, wear you down fight. It's gonna be how many
Get in
rounds
and
can
get
Mike
out.
Tyson still be as explosive as he used to be as a young man? Now, if he's as fast and as strong as that they have ever seen him, because again, a 58-year-old today is not the same 58-year-old from when we were kids in the 80s and 90s, you know what I mean? So, different breed. Mike
Absolutely.
Tyson's always been a different breed. If the power is always the last thing to go, which it looks like from him sparring, man, it like I said, it could be a 1-minute fight. It could be let's learn the pace, or it could be like bam, done, like an uppercut, left hook, like it could be done, like classic Tyson. Like, I mean, it could really be that
He
quick.
may
Like,
be coming in here to prove a point.
and that'd be amazing, like and then if Mike Tyson starches him, he should get on the mic and then he should call out Tommy Fury. He should be like, "What's up, dude? You just you beat this dude too? Let's go." Just start calling motherfuckers out,
uh,
man, like Mike Tyson should. Like,
That's
I
hilarious. I think no. I think after this, Mike Tyson doesn't do another thing for the rest of his life, and I'm happy. I'm happy with that. Like, it would also be super devastating if, for somehow he got KO'd, and then we lost who Mike Tyson is right now. You know what I mean? Because he's up there in age, and that it could be pretty detrimental to you know
I mean, Roy
somebody
Jones
who's
was
already
talking
had
talking
some
really,
major
really
hits.
good. He said, it was like a mule kicked me in the chest when Mike Tyson punched me during that expedition. He said, out of my whole boxing career, I've never been hit harder than when Mike Tyson punched me in that fight. Out of his whole
Oh
career,
wow.
he's like a 55-year-old Mike Tyson was the hardest I'd ever been punched. And he goes, and I would not have won that fight if they would have let us throw head shots like full steam. They told us to lay off the headshots, but we could go full steam at the body. And he's like Tyson, and he's like, I took Tyson's best shots to the body, and if you were a lesser man, it would cripple you. And I believe it.
Oh,
Roy
absolutely.
Jones was incredible in his prime as well, and he's no slouch when he just fought that. I would, I would say put Roy Jones in there, and he probably might be just as good at beating Jake Paul. I mean,
Jake Paul.
yeah, he's a great fighter too. Um, but I think Mike Tyson, this is one where I said that the fandom in me gets to me because I'm like, how can I say no against Mike
You
Tyson? It's
can't. You
Mike
can't go
Tyson.
against Tyson.
And it's like where I could see where a lot of people are like, well, he's old, he's like he's gonna be almost 60. All the young kids are probably like, oh, Mike Tyson, he can't handle Jake Paul, he's old and washed up. And they're probably
You're
just
about to
counting him out.
see.
Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be spectacular. I'll definitely be tuning in. Like I said, I was telling you when we were off air, I was like, is there a way I can like just stream it live, like, or like us do a recording live while it's going on? Do I need to throw the TV behind me and have it playing on the TV and just kind of duck out of the way and be all like, like I haven't really decided how that's gonna happen yet, but I've been looking at it, so I got a week to kind of figure that
You
out.
know,
And
it may be, it's not live because we can't do live yet, unfortunately. Like and subscribe. That'll help us get to the lives,
yeah, it's the thing
portion.
the thing below.
Hit that bell too. But yeah, since it's not live, maybe there is a way to do it. Like you said, just sit in front of it. Have your screen in front of you, but have a screen in the back, and then just.
I'm just all about like, are they gonna is I'm gonna look up and Netflix will allow us to stream it, or if they're gonna be like, no, copyright that. Don't let them make money. I'm like, I'm not
No
making
audio.
money. I'm not there yet.
I'm not making no money. That may be a big thing as well because you're not
Which
at the monetary portion.
is you can't see up on my screen, but it says on here there's a couple of things of betting on this fight, what are the odds and all that. Just to let you know, at least on DraftKings, I can't bet on this one. I would have loved to put money down. Like I said, I was looking to do a $50 bet. I would have put that on Mike
Yeah.
Tyson all day. However, DraftKings will not let you bet on a boxing match that is not 10 rounds. So this being 8
Oh,
rounds falls
interesting.
short of their rules to allow me to bet on that. So unfortunately,
Somebody lets you bet, just not DraftKings.
yeah, but DraftKings is the one that I'm logged into with all my betting
No,
stuff.
I know, I know.
I mean, hey, I'll take some sponsors if you guys want to like sponsor the channel, throw me some
It's
funds
just,
to
it's
bet
just
with. I'll switch over to Better. Hey, Jake Paul, you listening? Don't you own that one? Better, BETR. I'll try you out,
there you
bro.
go. Let's
Hey,
go.
MGM Grand, hey, you guys want to sponsor the channel? We need some sponsors. It'd be nice spending somebody else's money instead of mine. It'd
Well,
be nice
yep. I
to
think that's
pay
about
somebody
that's
to edit
that's
these videos for us as well.
that's what you got to work on.
That's right. Need to pay. I need to pay my own young Jamie, and I need to pay Jason to be on this show as well. That way, we can all be betting and show you like multiple losses.
There you go. Absolutely. It won't be me losing though. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but like I said, if I back to fight night, that's the one coming up this weekend. The Mirror Share versus D Ritter fight. That's a new great co-main. Again, I'm not betting on the co-main, but if I was, I'd go with D Ritter being the X1 champion. And then I already put my money down on Neil Magny. It's already been
Magni
done.
all day. I don't even
Uh,
know what they're thinking.
Such a lopsided betting odds there. I'm like, nah, Neil, in my gut, I just feel Neil Magny's got this one. Neil, don't let me down. I threw my money on you a week ago. That's how much confidence I had in you, bro. And I'm sorry they're letting you down with those betting odds, but I got you, bro. I got you. The Ritter, I'm interested to see what you do in the UFC. Do something explosive. Make me wish I would have bet money on you, or at least make it to where I'm definitely gonna bet on you next time, bro. And then all you other guys, um, good luck. We'll see you one day if you can make it up the ranks.
Absolutely.
309, Paul Craig, $10. Don't let me down. Bo Nickel.
Woo.
Hey,
Let's
if
do
he
it.
lets me down, then
We'll
you got
talk
an
about it
automatic
some more
10
next
against
week.
Shemaya. Chandler, $5. Family Man. Stipe, Firefighter. What did I say? 25? 25 on Stipe. So I am getting up there. I still got to bet on these ladies. So I'll be spending at least $50 on the fight. That
There
is
you
unless,
go.
hey, I'll change it up. I'll throw more money on Stipe, but that's if Neil Magny wins me $30. If Neil Magny wins me
Ooh.
$30,
All
I'll throw
right.
that additional $30 on Stipe. Stipe will get a $55 or $60 bet on him. And then that'll make things a lot more
Woo!
interesting, wouldn't it? So Neil Magny, bro, you got to
Absolutely.
come through for me with this W. So I've got some money to lose on Stipe or not, So
To lose, you already
that's right.
prefaced it. You
Hey,
are.
hey, John Jones is
It's already
good, bro. John
lost.
Jones is good. I'm just covering all the bases there. I'm willing to put money on it, but hey, John Jones might make me
But
lose that shit.
you're like, I would not be unhappy losing it because it's still a great fight, John Jones
It'd
would
be,
win.
in
You
my
know what I
opinion,
mean?
If Neil Magny makes me $30, or 35 or whatever it is, I'll put whatever I win, all of it into the Stipe pot. How about that?
Boom.
Yeah,
Boom.
yeah. And then
Sounds like money.
well, yeah, let's take a look at that. What would that actually yield me if we throw that? Because then I got good money to bet on some other fights.
So that's
See how this
25 and
see how this works,
35,
followers. If we can, if
60
we keep
bucks.
winning and we win big like that,
Stat.
then it keeps rolling on to the next fight. It just keeps going and going. So let's see, UFC. All right, DraftKings. I'm logged in. All right, Bo Nickel, Jim Miller. Ooh, Jim Miller's fighting on that card. That guy's good. He's on the prelims. Man, they should get rid of these guys on the bottom of the prelims. Put Jim Miller on
390
them.
bucks. So if you put 60 bucks, oh no, Magni, you said
So yeah,
you were gonna put.
I've already got money on Magni, so I get $30, um, $32
So John
off of Neil
Jones,
Magny.
Stipe, so need
So 53 dollars
32,
or $58.
177
We'll
bucks,
just round it up to 60. We'll round it up to 60. If Neil Magny wins, $60 on Stipe.
330 bucks.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm showing. 333.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean
Well,
that's
well,
not bad.
well. That's not a bad payout right there.
See, I was originally thinking about like throwing the Magni money on the parlay. Like it's usually the odds on those are like super crazy because there's no way you're gonna win all five of your fights usually. So no, I'd rather throw it away on the main fight. $60 on Stipe if Neil Magny wins. Come on, Neil Magny. Now all that's on Stipe's shoulders now. You got to win and send that juju on to
Yep.
Stipe because I need $333. Like 333. I'm
three,
ready.
three,
I'm
three,
ready.
three.
But I got to get that money from Neil Magny first. Otherwise it's just $25 on Stipe.
I
I'm
believe in Magni.
locking in a minimum $25 on Stipe, and then I'm gonna do 5 on Chandler, and then 10 on Paul, Craig, and then I'll probably just throw 5 on those other ladies down there, the other 2 fights as well, um, just to make it round and even. You know what I mean?
Round it
But
out. Yep.
hey, come on, Neil Magny. I want big wins.
Yeah. Big money, no whammies. I like Neil Magny for that. There's no way he's not. Man, I'd be bummed as well because there's no way. There's no way. They're them counting him out that much. There's no way.
Yeah, when I see the odds like that, I'm like, y'all are expecting him to get finished early in the second round. That's bull crap. I don't see that happening. I'm like, unless this dude is that good and I missed something when I was looking over my highlights, but just looking it over, I was like, no, y'all are crazy. Like, this guy's okay. I was like,
Nothing
but I
special.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, I just feel like this should be more of a coin flip of a match, in my opinion, instead of so lopsided. I was like, y'all are doing it so lopsided that I'll put all the money I had in my little bank on Neil Magny, So
There
whatever,
you go.
whatever I won from Moreno winning went straight to Neil Magny, and I'm like, all right, you win that. Now I'm gonna throw that on Stipe plus pay per view money. So yeah, come on, I'm almost up to $100 on that card. Maybe you can
Magni.
maybe we still got another
Magni.
show next Friday. Maybe you can convince me why I should be betting more on Chandler. Chandler just getting a
We'll see
regular
if Chandler even
$5 bet.
stays in.
Y-
We don't
uh,
even know. We don't know
What
yet.
what am I at? 25, and then 35, and then 40, 45. So I'm at 45. If Dustin steps in, $25 on Dustin if he steps in late notice. How about that? 25. He gets the same bet Stipe does, except Stipe gets extra money if Magny wins. So if
I
Dustin,
think he,
no matter who he fights, if he fights Oliveira or
yeah,
Chandler, Dustin will get a 20. He gets
25.
$25
Boom,
just for being a
boom.
real BMF and stepping in last minute. Like,
Yep.
I like it. Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm locking in with. Early lock-ins right now. Jason's gonna try to convince me during the week why I'm wrong, and he's gonna try to prove me wrong next week on Friday, right before we watch Mike Tyson.
Whew,
Any
whew.
closing remarks, Jason?
I can't wait. I can't wait for next week.
What are you
It's gonna
more?
be a big week.
Obviously, you got to be more excited for the UFC card. Are you more excited to see Mike Tyson step
Ah,
back in, bro? I mean, I know we don't usually talk much about boxing, but I'm cheesing to see Mike Tyson get back in the ring, man. Like, I don't know why I'm so
look,
excited.
the wonderful thing about this, the smart thing is they're on 2 different days. You don't have to divert your attention to one or the other. You can enjoy the Friday fight and then you can enjoy the Saturday fight. It's so I'm excited for
I
both of them.
bet the tailgating outside of AT&T Stadium is going to be crazy. I bet it
Oh
starts early as hell. I
my!
bet there are people passed out in the parking lot. Oh man, that
Right
shit's
now,
crazy.
they're camped
They're
out
already
a week
camping out. Yeah,
early.
they're like, whoa.
They thought it was tomorrow tonight.
That's right. I mean, I'll be yeah, I don't even know how I'm gonna be much enjoying that. I think a bunch of guys from the trails have been asking to come over. Can you believe that there's like out of like the 6 locals, there's like 3 people who don't even have Netflix.
I believe it.
They're like, "Oh, can we come over and watch the fights?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Like
I believe it.
I'll already be watching them. So yeah,
They're locals.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's still small town out there.
It's not that small. We got colleges.
We
We got
got
a
an
Walmart,
Aldi,
bro. We
man.
got a Walmart.
Yeah. Oh Lord, that's great.
Yeah, it's not that bad. No, I am excited for the Mike Tyson fight. I'm also excited to see the John Jones Stipe fight. So I'm just excited for the whole card coming up in a
Yeah, the
week.
John Jones. I'm excited to see Jones fight again.
All right, so Friday we're gonna try this again. So it looks like we got all the technical issues at least resolved for the time being.
Yeah,
I know we did a
hopefully.
practice recording earlier and it cut out all crazy,
That
but
did not go well, did it?
no, but I think
That was fun.
we did good here. We're about an hour
Irons,
in, so this will be our
irons.
longest one. You know, I still need to figure out how to put the chapters on these. Unfortunately, it wasn't as easy as just clicking some buttons. So
We'll get it figured out,
yeah,
guys.
get that figured out, and then here in the next few, we've only gotten like this is like the third one or second or third one. So, and the more we go, I'll figure out the all the tricks on the YouTube side to help me with that. But looked like I had to
Hey,
write
and if
down
you
all the
have any tips or
times.
tricks on how to do it, definitely put it in the comments down below. We'll take a look at those.
Yeah, is there a good plugin I can use, guys, that I'm not using, or I'm just using the basics? So, yeah, message me, hit me up in the comments, let me guys know. Hey, are my bets wrong? Am I wrong to put that much money on Stipe? Am I wrong to bet against Bo Nickel, the 10-1 favorite? Let us know in the comments. Argue with us. We'll get on next week and see if we can change your mind or not, because we're paying attention. How casual are you?
Absolutely casual.
All right, Jason. I'll get with you after we stop the recording, and then we'll get a few details worked out. Guys, before we get offline, here's our Instagram tags again. If you guys want to see some cool bike riding stuff, that's what we're doing when we're not talking about fights or covering fights. We're out there throwing ourselves to doom and breaking ourselves off because, UFC fighters need people to look up to as well. So if you want to see some
Absolutely.
cool bike stuff, that's where you can find me anywhere in social media at Mike BMX. Jason, he's also on Instagram and most places as at Rock and Roll BMX. Feel free to follow us. This is MMA Fridays, guys. Thank you again. Subscribe so we can start doing these live. We'd love to do them live. Uh, we can't cover the Jake Paul Mike Tyson live until we get you guys all subscribed up to a minimum of 50. So hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when these videos drop. Drop some comments, argue with us, tell me how stupid my bets are. See you guys on the next one.
Definitely helps.
Peace
Later,
out.
guys.